Did you know that nearly 70% of bulldogs will suffer from chronic digestive issues at some point in their lives? That's right, 7 out of 10 bulldogs will deal with bloating, gas, vomiting, diarrhea, or skin problems. And the scary part is, most owners have no idea it's all connected to one thing: their dog's gut health. When I read that statistic, it felt like a punch to the stomach, because my bulldog was already becoming part of that percentage. He'd started scratching nonstop, his belly looked swollen, and the gas, my God, the gas could clear an entire room. I felt helpless, terrified I'd end up in an emergency vet with a bill I couldn't pay. That's why I decided to run a 30-day experiment, giving my bulldog probiotics every single day to see if it would change his life or if it was all just hype. What happened shocked me, and if you have a bulldog, you absolutely need to hear this. I'm also going to drop the link in the comments to the exact probiotic I used, the one that turned everything around for us. The truth is, bulldogs have one of the most sensitive digestive systems of any dog breed. Their bodies are loaded with folds, creases, and tight airways, but inside, it's their gut that's the real ticking time bomb. I started diving into research and discovered that gut health isn't just about poop or gas. It's connected to your bulldog's skin, ears, eyes, and even their brain. Some experts believe gut imbalances can trigger allergies, chronic infections, inflammation, and even mood disorders in dogs. That's why when my bulldog started looking bloated and scratching, himself bloody, I knew I had to try something. The vet kept telling me it might be a food allergy or maybe it's stress, but deep down I felt like we were just slapping band-aids on a much bigger problem. And that's when the idea hit me. Probiotics. I'd always thought probiotics were just for humans. Yogurt commercials, fancy health stores, not something for my dog. But the more I read, the more convinced I became that the bacteria in my bulldog's gut could be the secret key to his health. But never been with them ever. One in that run that forever that forever and then with that and with an experiment tracking everything for 30 days. I bought a high-quality probiotic made specifically for dogs, with several strains of bacteria designed to survive the acidic environment of a dog's stomach. Day 1, my bulldog sniffed it, then devoured it like a treat. I was relieved. At least I wouldn't have to fight him to eat it. I was terrified it might make things worse. I'd read stories about dogs getting diarrhea or stomach cramps when starting probiotics. Still, I felt like it was worth the risk. Week 1 was pure anxiety. My bulldog's gas was still apocalyptic. I'd be sitting on the couch, and suddenly, the room smelled like something died in the walls. But I noticed he was scratching less. His paws weren't as red, and he seemed slightly calmer. Then, on day 5, disaster struck: diarrhea. I thought I'd ruined his gut even more. But by the next day, his stool was back to normal. It was like his body was adjusting. I decided not to give up. Every day, I mixed the probiotic into his food and kept taking notes. Because if I was going to share this story with other bulldog owners, I wanted to be honest about every bump in the road. Week 2 felt like I'd stumbled into a miracle. The gas disappeared completely. My bulldog, who used to be like a living bioweapon, was suddenly silent. And it wasn't just the smell. His belly wasn't as swollen, his skin looked healthier, and his coat started to shine. Even the pink patches under his armpits began fading. I couldn't believe it. I kept checking for other explanations. Was it his food? The weather? But nothing else had changed except the probiotic. That's when I started digging deeper. I learned that bulldogs often suffer from leaky gut, where harmful bacteria escape the intestines and trigger inflammation all over the body. Probiotics help seal those gaps, flooding the gut with good bacteria that fight off infections and calm the immune system. By week 3, my bulldog was practically a new dog. His energy skyrocketed. He wanted to play all the time, grabbing his toys and running around like a puppy. People on the street started commenting on how shiny his coat looked. And I noticed something small but huge: the reddish tear stains under. His eyes were fading. Bulldogs are notorious for those tear stains, but mine were nearly gone. I realized I'd been assuming bulldogs were supposed to look sickly and sluggish, but maybe they didn't have to. Maybe all these bulldog problems, the gas, the skin issues, the constant vet visits were really gut problems in disguise. And if probiotics could fix that, it meant fewer meds, fewer vet bills, and a healthier, happier dog. By the end of week 4, I was stunned. My bulldog's poop was perfect, solid, brown, no mucus, no weird smell. His belly looked normal, his paws weren't red, and his face folds smelled, well, way less funky. I used to spend hours wiping his wrinkles to avoid infections. Now, they barely even needed cleaning. I kept thinking about the 70% of bulldogs suffering out there, and it broke my heart, because if I'd known about this sooner, I could have saved myself hundreds of dollars in vet bills and so many sleepless nights worrying my dog was dying. And that's why I'm sharing this. Because if there's even a chance probiotics can help your bulldog the way they helped mine, I want you to know about it. And remember, the link to the exact probiotic I used is waiting for you in the comments. So here's the science behind why it worked. A healthy gut in a dog is like a security team. Good bacteria keep the bad bacteria out and help produce vitamins and enzymes that protect every system in the body. But when the gut bacteria get out of balance, toxins leak into the bloodstream, causing skin rashes, itching ear infections, even anxiety. Bulldogs are genetically more prone to these problems because of their unique body structure and immune systems. That's why the right probiotic can be a total game changer. But not all probiotics are created equal. Some are destroyed by stomach acid before they reach the intestines. Others don't have enough strains or live cultures to make a difference. The one I chose has multiple strains specifically tested for dogs, and it's designed to survive the harsh digestive tract. That's the secret that turned my bulldog's health around, and that's why I'm dropping the link in the comments. Before I finish, let me tell you the moment that convinced me forever. It was day 28. My bulldog was lying next to me on the couch, snoring softly. Usually, if I touched his belly, he'd tense up because it hurt. But that night, he rolled over and let me rub his stomach for almost 5 minutes straight, totally relaxed, eyes half closed in bliss. That's when I realized I wasn't just fixing his stomach. I'd given my bulldog back his comfort, his joy, his playful spirit. And honestly, I can't put a price on that. If you love your bulldog like family, and I know you do, you owe it to yourself to at least check this out. I'm not saying it's magic, but for me it was close. So if you're still watching, here's my honest advice. Don't wait until your bulldog's gut issues turn into emergency vet visits. Learn from my mistakes. Try probiotics before things get worse. I'm dropping the link in the comments right now to the exact one I used. Read the reviews, look at the ingredients, and see for yourself. Because maybe, just maybe, it'll save your bulldog from becoming part of that terrifying 70%. Thanks for sticking around, and give your bulldog a big hug for me. And remember, sometimes the smallest scoop of powder can change your bulldog's entire life.